Hey, in this episode, I would like to talk about calculations in WeBlocks. In last episode, we created a form which is connecting those two texts into one text. And right now, I would like to change the text to math. So we'll create two numbers, which will be two variables, and we want to multiply them and show the result here. Okay, so right now I will change firstly the names. So instead of the name, I have a number 1, and here we will have number 2, and I will change it also here. Number 1, let's change a placeholder to number, and here a number. Okay, and here we'll have result, and we'll change the ID to result. Okay, great. So I've changed, okay, here number 2. Okay, so I changed the texts and the names, and I think that right now we are ready to start JavaScript with WeBlocks. So firstly, I can delete this because this block is responsible for connecting texts. Right now we are working with the math. So firstly, I will rename this variable to the number 1 in input number 1, and this will be number 2. Okay, so we have two inputs in our WeBlocks, and right now we want to set the result. So let's create a variable result, and let's set the result to. And right now I can use a math and this calculation, and when I would use get variable number 1 multiplied by number 2, and right now I want to set text result in ID result. Okay, let's refresh, and let's see, 10, 19. Okay, and we have the result here. So that's how the math is working. So right now, actually, this block is responsible for setting up the math, and we can use it this way, but there is also a next block for the math, and this is this one. So right now, if I would create a third variable, number 3, and I would like to multiply the result by firstly number 1, number 2, and number 3. So right now I can type multiply by number 3, and how it will work. So if I would create a number 3, okay, let's publish it, and when we have 10, 10, and 10, okay, let's see what's okay. I always need to remember about adding the inputs to the WeBlock. So if you create a new input, you need to add it also here into the list of the inputs. So this is my list of the inputs and the variables which are storing the data about these inputs. Okay, right, and then I can use this variable here in the action. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, and right now we have that's equal to 1000. That's because I firstly said that the result is number 1 multiplied by number 2, and after that I want to multiply result by number 3. I could do it also this way. I want to set result to 1, so at the beginning it's only 1, and after that I want to multiply it by 1, next multiply it by 2, and last multiply it by 3. And after that I want to show this text to inside of the ID result. So this way it will work exactly the same, and I will have then it's multiplied by, but sometimes it's easier for you to understand it if it's done this way. Sometimes it's easier to use the math using this block. It all depends on you and on your prefer. If you would like to, for example, make that number 3 is more important, so let's add, for example, multiply by 3 inside of that, and then of course if I would like to add, if I would add, for example, 1, 1 and 3, here we have this number multiplied by 3, so it's 9. So this way we can combine those two types of calculations in WeBlocks. Okay, I hope you like this. If you do, please consider subscribing to the channel to be notified about new videos. And of course, see you soon in the next video.